Hi, I'm Judy.
And I'm Tamara.
Welcome to Balance Not Boring, the wellness podcast that's not about extremes or perfection.
Just real conversations on balancing your mind, body, and soul in our bustling city of Dubai.
So grab your tea and get comfy with us.
Oh, and fair warning, you will learn something.
Welcome back to Balance Not Boring, another lovely episode. Today it's just Judy and I cozying up and just having an honest, unfiltered conversation about motherhood in 2025. We're talking openly about what it really looks like to balance being mothers and entrepreneurs at the same time. It's a conversation I've really wanted to have as a new mom, sitting with a mom of two who's already navigated the stages I'm only starting to enter.
We're talking about ambition, marriage, identity, burnout, and the parts of motherhood you're not supposed to say out loud.
Motherhood looks different for everyone, and this is just our version of it. We hope some of it lands with you in the way that you need. Judy.
Yes, I'm putting my cards down. This is a
too.
real convo. We're chatting.
Me too. I've honestly wanted to have this conversation with you, especially becoming a new mom. And I wanted to just understand from already an established mom, how does your day look like with kids, business, podcast?
Honestly, it's chaos and I'm in the thick of it now. So you're going to catch me being super raw about everything. I don't know, I'm having a struggle here. Maybe you feel it, of course, being an entrepreneur as well. You want so bad your ambitions to come through. You want your projects to succeed, but you also are so hands-on and present and want to be with your kids in every milestone that always the guilt is getting at me. When I'm with my kids, I should be working and vice versa. So for me, I'm the type of person that does believe I can do it all, but I am reasonable through the years to know that there's a limit. Because if you do it all with no breaks, no slowdowns, you're going to collapse. And I've gone through my ups and downs of burnout. But now it's I still believe I can be an entrepreneur, a podcaster, a mom, a friend, a daughter. But maybe I won't be 100% in every bucket. So it's about shaping my day every day.
And what about your day is a non-negotiable? What would you say?
Okay, coffee for sure. I cannot start. Don't talk to me. It's that bad. But it's also probably movement. And it's not a hard hit workout or some kind of spinning class. Movement, it could be walking around my neighborhood on a treadmill, whatever's feasible. It could be Pilates at home. I use an app. I don't even go to the gym that much because I don't have time. I try to squeeze it in a realistic way. Just not even about aesthetics or looks. It's about feeling healthy. Because when I sit for so long, my body aches. And I'm a big human design believer. If you know this, I think you know this by now. And we're both splenic projectors for any fans there. We have an episode about it. But I really believe, and I know it now, it's proof that when I don't move my body, take care of it, do massages just once in a while to get rid of the knots and all that, I feel ill. My joints ache. I feel lazy, heavy. So when I move, I feel like a different person. So I need to incorporate that.
I mean, you have a lot of things going on in your life. You have essentially 3 full-time jobs. You have Loris, you have the podcast, you have 2 beautiful kids. Can you talk to me about mom guilt? I'm struggling. I'm entering a mom guilt phase, and I'm just not sure what is a reasonable thought to think. I think guilty is a wrong word.
Yes.
Guilty is a word that I feel like everybody can understand, but I feel like mom guilt in specific is not guilt. It's so much more.
It's more,
It's a pit in your stomach and you feel, personally, I feel awful.
So I'll tell you what just happened when I left the house after picking them up from camp and school. Left the house. I'm closing the front door to get in the car to make it on time. Sophia's standing in the corner, and when you close the door, you see their face.
Yeah.
Disaster. And she's like, I want you, mama. Where are you going? And I really literally told myself, don't let this affect you. You'll be back. She will have fun and forget about it. You have your podcast, enjoy it, and you're going to come back to do mom duties in 2 hours. I had to talk to myself because my heart felt it, but I'm trying to numb myself. I don't know if this is the right method, but for me, it works. I have to numb myself. Or else I'd be crying in the car every day. I wouldn't have any other hobbies, jobs, nothing. Because the amount of connection I have to these kids and this age that they're in, almost 4 and 2, is really integral to where they need the hands-on guidance all the time. And we have a connection, as mom, something about maybe that we carried them in our bodies. I don't know, but the intuition we have, the connection, it's like you can't explain it. So when I leave, I can feel that it kills them, but I also feel like they might one day grow up to admire filling our cup with other things as well. We have ambitions, we have goals, we have jobs, we're good at things. So like, let's push them to be their best selves too, in whatever that may be. But if we're showing them that no, we're only going to stay home, fair enough, other women might enjoy that. Stay-at-home mom is a full-time job for sure. There's other priorities as well. But for me personally, I enjoy having kind of a multitude of things to go on at the same time. It just keeps my brain moving. So hopefully they look up to that one day. But it's very hard to say bye. Like there's no right or wrong answer.
It's so hard because you're expected to, have a baby and then resume your quote unquote old life.
Course.
And how do you do that? Your brain isn't the same. Your priorities are not the same. You as a person are not the same.
Nothing.
Everything about you has changed physically, emotionally, mentally. Your whole life has changed. You have 2 kids who need all of your attention. What deserves your time in general? What really deserves your time? What do you say to yourself to be like, yes, I'm going to dedicate 2 hours to this friend, or 2 hours to the podcast today, or Loris, or your parents?
Anyone who knows me as a type A planner since my college years on. But basically, I felt like over the years, especially as becoming a mom, I've had to dial that down and be more of a spontaneous planner. So I have a plan, I have a checklist in my head, but if something doesn't happen that day, I'm going to move it to the next day if it's not urgent. So I literally plan my day based on urgency. I look at Loris because Loris is like a proper B2B distribution business. We have products to sell, campaigns to run. I look at the podcast, like what can we do? It's more creative. It's more of like a cathartic job. Like I enjoy it. It's a hobby almost, but like we're building it. But both take time and dedication, right? So I think I just look at what's the urgent thing. Every day is different. Kids I know are constant and they have their routine. Thank God for school and camp and it keeps them busy. But thank goodness for a village too. I will never take the full credit. Without my nanny, she's amazing. And we're so lucky to be in a country that it's so accessible to have support. Our parents are around. Some of us were lucky to live near them as well. Without them, my husband is like 50-50. He really is in it with me. He's a teammate. So without all these people, I can't do what I'm doing. Like straight up, I admit it. I look like superhero, wow, you do it all, but actually because I have support. So I really have to take it day by day, and sometimes I thrive. I feel energized by the end of the day and I'm not drained by all I did. But other days, like lately, I've been really drained.
How do you divide your time between you and your husband?
So I work at home mostly. I have obviously the warehouse, the office. We go to meetings, but not as frequently. He's going every day to his office. For me, I work from home. So I purposely chose this entrepreneurial path partly so that I could be with the kids more. But when you're with your kids and you're at home, I hear noise. I hear banging. I hear like my door locked is going, they're trying to get in. They're trying to see me. And so that's also the mom guilt constantly flaring up in my head. So like, I don't know if it's easier to actually work from somewhere else. I think people who have a full-time job in an office or go out in working spaces might actually be more productive. But I'm trying to take it as like a positive. Like I have the best of both worlds. I take breaks, I get up, I see the kids, 30 minutes, I come back. As long as I get my checklist done, thankfully, I think I'm a really independent worker. Like I have my self-discipline. Depends on our personality types. Some women or some people prefer to be in a team setting all the time, need guidance. That's totally fine. I just find myself, I work good alone. So because I'm like structured, I can get it done. So that's like my strength, but depends on the person, right? So I try to like tune out the noise. When I'm working, I lock the door. I say, sorry guys, I'm busy. I have to look at my kids in their face and tell them mommy's busy now. I'll see you after. And that took time because it's very hard when they're so young, especially baby phase, to say no to that, So that's my reality is like I dedicate the time I need based on the urgency and I say no when I have to say no.
You talk a lot about being a type A before being a mom. Do you still have that right now? And you said it's mellowed down, You've mellowed down, you're more spontaneous, but what do you mean by that?
Type A in my head means structured, planner, like gets their stuff done, is almost a perfectionist. They're great at everything. And obviously, I always say on this podcast, I'm a recovering perfectionist because I don't want to ever put extremities to anything anymore. It really gets you like drained, honestly. I do believe I did well in school. I accomplished all my mini goals, my big goals, thankfully. Like I'm working on it. I'm never done. But now my approach at things are different. I'm trying to accept that not everything will be done in one day. I'm trying to, like, let's say my kid got sick, they have to be picked up from school early. I'm not going to get to do those 2 hours of work that I initially planned for. The deadline's going to move. The meetings are going to be changed. Like friends who are my true friends will accept that I have to cancel sometimes. Sometimes I'm just so tired, I just can't make the 9 p.m. dinners. Like, but because of the amount of load that I'm currently doing, sometimes it's not easy to make them, but I'm doing my best. And now I'm just being honest.
How has having 2 kids and all of these responsibilities with work and being a mom, how is it being a wife?
It's not the same as before. Like, honestly, the amount of work is one thing, but having 2 kids in the mix, like, you want to give your all, especially us as hands-on parents. And I'm sure lots of listeners here that like who are parents, they all want to be involved. It's our generation. We're in every little thing, every activity. We want to raise them. We have new ways of parenting. It takes energy. It drains our energy. So we have to be selective. We have to kind of logically accept that in the beginning, like maybe we're going to transition and it's not going to be all rainbows and butterflies. But if we're in it together and we know our intentions are pure and we haven't changed and we still are in it, then we should be able to move past this. But I do call it the roommate phase, which a lot of people say. It's not just me.
How long does that last?
I really don't know. Someone else needs to chime in and tell us because I'm still in it, man. Like we're still learning to navigate, like still having time for us as a couple, alone, out, like with energy. Like it's a different world. But we can make it if we put the full effort in. And that's what it is. It takes commitment. And thankfully, it doesn't happen as often as we want, but when we do make the time, we commit to it. And even if it's a walk in the morning after drop off or a lunch date, it doesn't always have to be the same thing every night, but weekly try to make time for each other. It makes such a big difference. And I think for you might be like, newborn phase. How do you make that difference when you're just trying to be like sleep, like survival mode?
It is survival mode. Everybody in my house at the moment
is surviving. Straight up, man. I know.
We're all juggling.
Totally,
I mean, in this
totally.
day and age, I feel our grandparents, I say our grandparents because I know our parents had to, like some of our parents had to work and I know some of our grandparents had to work, but I know that the shift in, feminism and women getting jobs and contributing to the household is becoming increasingly more present. I mean, it's more present now than ever. I mean, women are like really killing it out in the workplace. But do you ever feel that you feel the pressure to be this perfect mom in the house, perfect mom at the 2 jobs? Do you ever feel this need to perform and be at your best at all times?
Yeah, and actually, I really do feel it because I don't know how this is going to be taken by people, but because we have access to support, like, helpers or nannies, thankfully, I do think people assume that we should be put together, that we should be on time. Like, oh, you have a nanny, why are you tired? Like, I do feel that from some people who don't have that. And I totally get it because, like, we're lucky to have that. But I think the pressure, not only from others, it's more like myself. Like I have those tendencies from before creeping in. I'm always apologizing. This is what I'm working on. It's not saying sorry as much. Like it's just too much. Like, sorry I'm late. I'm sorry I kept you waiting. Like, it's okay. Like I'm a mom. I should be a little bit easier on myself. But I have this high performing mentality all the time. Like you should be on time. Don't waste people's time. Like I'm like the highest critic of myself. And I'm learning, like, yeah, I've become a little bit more mellow and more, I guess, forgiving to myself and others, but it still creeps in. And I think it's part of my identity just because it's been with me for so long, So this perfectionism is just not sustainable when you have so many priorities and so many buckets. And you don't have to be a mom. It just could be, you could be a pet mom. You could be a mom of businesses. You could just be someone at home who wants things a perfect way. But at one point, something's got to give. I think we all go through life transitions. Every decade, you feel different. Your health is different. Your schedules are different. So just kind of do your best in the phase that you're at. And I try to remind myself that.
Speaking of being very blessed to have help, which we are all very blessed to have help, anything that you outsource, how do you manage that? How do you do that so you don't become, I don't want to say obsolete because that's like such a
Yeah.
wrong word.
It's like, what happened to the mom?
What happened?
She's done.
Exactly. She's
It
checked
does feel like
out.
that, to be
But-
honest. Like just going in thin air.
I feel like I'm managing so many things at once. So how do you manage it to the point where you're still the mom?
So
Right.
my friend posted something, and she's a mom of two as well. And she had posted a meme on Instagram of like 100 tabs open. Like what it feels to be a mom in your brain is literally, you know, those like old school Microsoft, like 1,000 tabs when you move it around. It's like that. Like it's always something is on. And that's I know why I'm getting drained some days is not because of like the work. And thankfully I really enjoy Loris and the podcast. So I feel fulfilled. I get positive energy from it. But I know I'm drained because of how many tabs are open. This is too much, you know, because when you're ordering groceries while answering an urgent call from work and then sending emails like at the same time, like how is that feasible to do anything great if you're actually half focused on everything? That was my biggest, I think, pain point transitioning to motherhood is like, you now need to multitask. I was breastfeeding while sending emails. I launched Loris with my first kid. Same time she was born, 2 months later, the business was born. I literally, a new business from scratch is admin, it's registration, it's setting up a team. Like this was crazy time for me. So it's never easy. So I think that's when it comes into your choice of what is urgent today. You have to just choose priorities based on what you know that if you don't do this today, it affect the whole entire project. If so, do that first, and then the smaller things can wait till tomorrow.
If everything vanished, all the businesses, podcasts, if everything vanished, would you be happy staying at home?
I would be probably more energized because I don't have so many tabs open. But I think at one point I would be drained because I don't have anything else to put my focus on. Like I know myself that because I got my degrees, I had internships, I had jobs, I loved what I learned about myself, not only the technical skills. If I don't apply that anymore, I do feel like it's almost a lost cause. And that's not everyone's answer. That's my personal experience. I would love nothing more than having more present time with no phones on our little soft cushion foam pad, playing the toys, then the puzzles. I love that. Every night it's my favorite thing to do. But if I only had that personally because I'm used to doing other things, it would be a really tough transition. Maybe the first 3 months, but then at one point knowing me, I'd want to go back to something.
What do you do to fully rest? Have you ever rested ever since having kids? Fully, 100%.
I did it for the first time 3 days ago because like I felt so like I had a headache, which I barely get. So definitely sinus, stomach thing, whether it was a bug or a virus or just me being tired. I don't know. I just was like, you know what? My body's telling me one thing. We have a family outing that I should go to because it's a nice reunion in the holidays, but I'm going to actually say sorry so that I could show up the next day. You have to rest when your body's telling you to rest. If you keep pushing it, it's just going to backfire, you know? So it's just deciding for yourself and being okay with maybe disappointing people. When you say no, when you don't show up to everything, it's definitely a buzzkill, but sometimes you have to look after yourself. When they say you can't pour from an empty cup, I completely understand it now.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't work that way. And I think sometimes when I look at, the various tabs that I have open, and if I don't pour a cup for me, I'm just not going to do I'm just not going to be a good person. So I was like, and that relieves some of the guilt. For some reason, if I do it every single day, I feel like I'm being selfish. So I'm confused.
What's the balance? Like, what's the fine line of becoming self-centered and selfish? Like, I'm doing this too much. It's all about me and my ego and not ego even, just my peace and my comfort versus I need to fill my cup. Can I have a day off? Can I have 3 hours to go do my thing at the spa or something? Whatever anyone's care day would look like. It's different for everyone. But for me, it's like rest, like really putting the computer away, watching something that's super just mindless, like reality TV everyone knows I love.
It's this thing that's inside me, like you have to do something for yourself, just something small, even if it's for 5 minutes, just something for yourself. And the something for myself, sometimes if I don't do, I practice yoga religiously. I really do. And it has really helped me. I don't teach it. I just simply practice it. And it has changed my life forever. And days that I don't have time to practice, I end up 5 minutes in the bathroom. When my husband Elias walked in, the door had been open, but I had just been sitting. And my bathroom's not that big, by the way, and we have separate bathrooms. And he's like, what are you doing? Can I come in? And I'm like, please.
Yeah, you're like, I've moved my yoga practice to the bathroom. You want to practice with me? No, but honestly, I get it. It's kind of like, I can imagine it being like your sacred little corner because the bathroom is meant to be private. It's the one place that you don't have to worry. No one can bother you. Maybe if that works, do it. Like, I love that you're going into motherhood with having that kind of non-negotiable of having 5 minutes a day, whether it's in the bathroom or if it's the yoga.
But I wanted to also pick your brains. In the era of social media, in the era of perfectionism, and me entering motherhood just 2.5, he's 10 weeks now. I am also struggling, with all honesty, seeing what everyone is capable of doing. And I find that it's amazing. You know, women are capable of doing so much. But I'm struggling to know if I can. Should I not? I really want to, but I have this child and perhaps a second one. And they're living these epic lives with like 3-4 kids. How?
How old are the kids typically that you see?
It ranges. I mean, I know the older ones, they're older, they've got their friends, personalities, everything. So I get that. And I kind of look at that as like, oh, that's the future. Like I can,
They're
like,
less reliant on
less reliant. But even the ones that have like younger kids, like it can be less than 5. And they're really making it in life. And I love to see that. But I'm also, it's intimidating.
Totally. As entrepreneurs, both of us, and like in addition to the podcast, it's so hard to make that answer because like, you know that without the hard work you're putting in every minute of the day, and you're the only one that can do some of the things within your business because it's a small business, every minute counts. So like you have to almost sacrifice, like if I don't work because I want to spend more present time with my son, that will delay your success. Like reality is, bluntly, you will not succeed as quickly and blow up the way you want because we are actively choosing to take those breaks. And I want to look at it as like, I'm looking at big picture now. I used to be very detail oriented, very like, let me get every task done because like I only saw that. But now you're forced to look, what is the big picture? Because you're choosing to spend time with your son. Your teal might have to wait for your answer till the next morning. That delays your order, that delays your goals and your campaign, whatever it is. But what's your big picture? Will you still get there? Maybe it will take another 2 months, but you'll get there. And I'm a firm believer in the whole what's meant for you won't pass you. Like that's more of a spiritual side of me. So like if something's calling me, if I feel like my intuition is right, if I'm following the path that I'm really meant for, I'm feeling fulfilled by it, it's not going to pass me if I take 2 more days to respond to that meeting or email because I have other responsibilities. So I think we have to do the best we can in our capacity, and it takes learning about yourself to get to that understanding, because without the trial and errors within the few years of being a mom and a business owner, how do you know what's your capacity? You don't know right now. You have to wait, at least give yourself months or a year or two to see like, oh, well, I noticed that if I don't spend that time with Raf, I feel really guilty. So I need that time. Teal can wait. But then if I don't work from 12 till 5 on Teal, my staff leave. So that is integral time for Teal. So you start to play around with like what's important for each category, you know, and what's your date nights like. And all of these things add up. But like, it's really not easy.
It's so not easy. And I was telling Elias the other day, I was like, sometimes I look at our life now and it's incredibly beautiful. And I would never want to be in any other place but this moment. But sometimes I look back at when we first started dating and I'm just like, oh, wow, we really just did whatever we wanted, whenever we wanted.
Bravo.
Anything.
Like you thought that you were tired then or you had no free time then, like no comparison now. Now every minute counts.
When did you start to feel like, oh, okay, so I'm getting into the rhythm of things?
Honestly, with my first kid, it was all new to me, which you're in that now. Everything felt so foreign and strange. And I remember thinking when I was in the first 4 weeks of motherhood, this is it, my life's over. I experienced more of like a wake-up call that was a little bit on the cynical side of like, this is it. You're going to be sweating, hormonal, khalas, you know? That was like, I felt like this, if this is it, that's not what I signed up for. And like, I knew I had so much love for this baby and I would never trade it like you're saying. But part of me was like, what did I just give up? Were you really ready at 31 to have this? You could have lived 5 more years without this. So I had moments, like, I'm not going to lie, that I was like, why did we rush into this? I'm only 2 years married. I could have waited. But at the time, I felt ready. My husband was ready. He's always wanted to be a dad. COVID happened. It's never going to be the right time. It's never going to be perfect. You're going to have days where you miss your old life. Actually, my friends know. Some days I send them memes of clubbing, and everyone, I like love house, and I used to go clubbing twice a week in college. And like, what do you mean clubbing now? I can't do that anymore. So I think accepting my interests have changed has been the hardest, because it's almost a sense of denial. Like, who am I now? That's what I'm struggling with currently. I'm 30, almost 35. Are we young or are we old? I don't know.
I mean, my dad always said age is just a number. And truly it is just a number, because I've seen 35-year-olds that act like they're 70, and I've seen 70-year-olds that act like they're in their 40s, you know? So you have, I mean, truly, it's how you take care of yourself, how you want to project yourself onto this world. The other day I went out to a concert, and it was a concert that was planned months ago, and I was dreading it because I was pregnant at the time, and I was like, oh, I'm going. How am I going to leave my unborn child at that point to go to a concert? And it actually consumed my thoughts for some time. And then I let it go. And then the other day was the day of the concert. And I remember talking to a friend of mine as we were walking in, and there was music and there was lights. I'm so confused. This is my old life. I'm holding my phone, watching the camera, watching my son sleeping. And here I am in a concert. I'm supposed to be happy and dancing and singing songs and all of that. And I just could not, because I was confused.
You weren't present. You weren't able to be present.
And are you ever present as a mom?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, that's what I'm struggling with too, is like, I'm present when I'm playing with them. I really actively tell myself, don't look at your phone. Enjoy playing the puzzle, because you're not going to do this in 10 years. You're going to miss it. So I hear this from older parents that have older kids, like, you're really going to love these years, so please enjoy it. I tell myself that, but then I'm also like, I see like maybe my old friends, like when we were younger, they're like on your girls' night, the ones that aren't yet married or don't have kids yet, like they're like thriving. They're going to, like, I don't know, like a concert, like you said, or like they're going to a birthday that they're out till 12:01. And I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. Like, I can, obviously, if it's a friend's birthday, I wouldn't miss it. And we go out here and there, of course, but like, it's not the same, because I am not fully enjoying it, because I'm thinking I have to wake up at 5, because I know Noah's in this phase of like, without a pacifier, he's waking me up at 5. He can't self-soothe. So I'm going through the same as you, just in a different age group, right? It's just like, I'm thinking so much about the priorities of being a mom that like, I can't enjoy my old sense of self, which is laughter and being present and being fun, you know? So obviously, like, those things, it's very hard to come to that, but I'm starting to accept that maybe we're never going to be like we were in that sense of just free. We just have to take it as we can. Like, the concert is great. It's good that you got to go. You might not enjoy it the way you used to, but like, let's try to be positive and say, at least I went, you know? Like, it's better than nothing.
Definitely, at least I went.
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
I have to give credit to myself for that.
Exactly.
What's one thing from your old life that you want back?
Probably being excited. Like, it sounds very negative. Of course I have excitement, and like, there's things and travel plans, and the kids, like, first trip to Disneyland, or any like milestone with the kids, or any work thing. It brings me joy. I have excitement, don't get me wrong, but excitement of like, the world is my oyster. That feeling of like, I can do whatever, and like, I was so like in my prime and energized, and 20s is different. It was mixed with ignorance, in the sense of like, anything can happen, and it's like, the world was my oyster, basically what I was trying to say. Now it's like, I can have fun, I can go out, there's fun, exciting plans, but there's always like, is my kid gonna be okay on this flight? Is there gonna be any, like, where we're traveling to, is there a hospital nearby, God forbid? Do I have everything in the diaper bag? Oh, is my work stuff handled? Okay, now I can enjoy myself. Like, there's never that really, like, I was a kid, there was no responsibility. I had responsibility of getting good grades and going out and making friends. That was it. I didn't know it at the time. Now I'm like, there's so many things, and I'm sure it's only going to add up the older we get. The responsibilities, the bills, the health checkups, all of that's part of life. So I think I'm struggling with that transition. Like, I have moments of missing that, you know, as blessed and happy as we are, and the roles we are in our marriage and our kids, but you miss your old self sometimes, your old lifestyle, I would say. Yeah.
Thank you for taking the time to talk to me about this.
I love it, of course. We need more of these bonding sessions.
We really do.
It's like a good venting.